been seeing all of these trending aesthetics on Pinterest, and I want to know which style best fits me. Growing up, I never really had a style, and I always experimented with different ones, but I never really found my own. So in this video, we're going to be testing all of the aesthetics from Y2K to preppy to cottagecore, and each one gets its own recipe and outfit. And by the end of the video, we're going to discover which aesthetic best fits me. To kick things off, we're going back to my favorite era with the Y2K aesthetics when life was really good. We had peak pop music, baby tees, Abercrombie, Hollister. iPads didn't exist yet, but we had TRL and the best snacks. So for my outfit today, I am channeling Lizzie McGuire, a little bit of a yellow card look, a little chaotic, fun, and super cute. But for our food, I found this video where they made something along the lines of a Tanghulu and those lychee jellies in a cup that I used to have. But this is a fruit jelly stick? I don't know, but it looks good and I need to make it. So first off, we're gonna make our base, which I'm using coconut water because apparently they don't make lychee water. This is already sweet, so I'm gonna add a cup to my pot, and then we're gonna sprinkle a little over a tablespoon of gelatin. Give it a quick mix, and then we're gonna warm it up just until it starts to steam. And this is where things get really fun. We're gonna fill these little bubble holes with fruits. I've already cut up the fruits into bite-sized pieces like theirs. I'm gonna do a rainbow pattern, starting with dragon fruit, which doesn't really taste like anything. Strawberries. What I should have done was try to cut up some lychees, but these are the second best. Mandarin oranges, the ones from a can that's already super sweet and delicious. Mango for yellow. And for the green, it looks like they use cucumber, which is technically a fruit, but a very interesting choice because why not kiwi? My giant blueberry eyeballs. I'll go back in with more dragon fruit because that looks really cool on their bubble sticks. And I'm gonna experiment with a little bit of pomegranate. All that's left to do is pour in our jelly mixture. Oh no, some of the fruit's escaping. Hopefully this will be able to press it down. A nice little splash from the top tells us it's secure. And all I have to do is pop it in the fridge for a few hours to let them set. And bubble pop electric. They look so cool. It's almost as if the strawberry is like magnified, but they're definitely bouncy. They almost look like those marbles. But now I have to skewer them to look like Tanghulus. Oh my gosh, that looks so cool. I wonder if it'll bounce. So fun! And I need to try that cucumber jelly because who would even think to put cucumber in jelly? It just seems weird. Get some other fruits in there. And our blueberry truly does look like an eyeball. And I've got my fruit jelly Tanghulu. Let's see if they're as fun to eat as they look. That blueberry was so sour, but the combination of the jelly and the blueberry together kind of throws me off. Let's see how the crunchy cucumber does. I can confirm the cucumber jelly is weird. And I would not have eaten it even in the 2000s. But I bet this mandarin orange one is gonna be so good. That was the best one. It was juicy, it was sweet, almost kind of like that lychee one I used to love. But am I truly a Y2K girly? But these jelly Tanghulus, they get 6, 7. Bruh. I have 5 more aesthetics to test, so watch them all and comment below and tell me which aesthetic you are. And now we're moving on to the cottagecore aesthetic. Let's take a stroll to the countryside where we're gonna be making everything from scratch. This aesthetic is very idealistic where you're in the countryside growing your own vegetables, baking bread just because it's a random Tuesday, and you're wearing very flowy, soft dresses in cozy cardigans. Kind of reminds me of the Taylor Swift folklore Evermore era. And so this is the look that I'm going with. A very cozy cardigan, a very prairie cottage-esque dress. But for the food, I found these beet flour raviolis that look completely insane. Everything is made by hand, from the details of the flour to the ravioli itself. I don't know, I've never done this before, but it looks fun and hard, so we're gonna tackle it. Okay, so I already have some steamed beets, and now I just have to puree it real quick. And since beets tend to stain my hands, I'm gonna put on some gloves. Just gonna peel it off real quick. Look at how beautiful it is inside. This is gonna make our ravioli so bright and vibrant. Let me add a splash of water in here, and we're just gonna puree it until it's nice and smooth. Perfect. This creator starts with the dough already made, but somehow I need to get there first. So we're gonna start with some flour, and I'm gonna dump it out into a mound. Let me add a little well inside. I feel like I need to take off this cardigan. Sorry, Taylor. Okay, now we're gonna add an egg, some salt, and then I'm gonna pour in my beet puree. So I'm just gonna do 2 scoops. Now let's take a fork and mix it up. The thing about Pinterest is that there's no directions. Somebody said, where's the recipe? At least there's one comment. Oh my gosh, and the color's already looking so good. Time to go in with my hands. Feels very mushy. The dough is starting to stiffen up and it feels a little dry. I'm tempted to add more beets. That's probably a bad idea. Let me add some water. Going rogue. Let me just keep kneading this for 5 minutes. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. It's a smooth little pink dough baby. Now I'm gonna wrap it up in plastic wrap and we're gonna chill it for 30 minutes. Okay, our beet dough is done. It kind of mellowed out in color and the dough feels quite relaxed. So now I'm going to cut it into a smaller piece and I'm gonna attempt to put it through the pasta roller. And we're gonna do several passes from thick to thin. Let's flour it. Here we go. Is it going through? And here's our first pass. Not bad, not great. Okay, we clamped it down to the cutting board so it wouldn't keep moving. So now I'm gonna do the next pass. Oh, this one is so much easier. This is so fun. Except I might need 3 hands for this. Okay, final pass. It's like so curly. Oh shoot, it's like sticking. No. Oh, I should have floured it. Oh no. Do we have to start this whole process again? It's a good thing I have 2 discs left. Okay, I'm gonna try to flour it again. Okay, flouring it makes it so much easier. Okay. Let me do 1 more flattening. We're not gonna make it too crazy this time. And I think we're doing it! Yes! Oh my gosh, I was so nervous for a minute. Woohoo! We have our sheet of ravioli. But now the question is, how do I get the flowers on there? I made these 2 extra doughs while you guys weren't looking. And let me roll them out a little thinner. And I think I'm just gonna hand press them onto the beet ravioli. Okay, now we finally got to where we need to be. So he stamped some flowers from the white dough. And then we're gonna take a little bit of the yellow dough and then press it in for the center of the petal. Oh, that is so cute. And she's done, but she's not sticking. So I might ruin this, but I want it to stick. So I'm gonna go over everything with the rolling pin just to make sure it sticks. Okay, that didn't do any damage. Okay, good. Yay! I am so happy with this. It's so cute. But now the challenge is to get this on top of this. Let me cut this in half. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this, but basically I have to flip this top sheet onto here. And now I stamp it with this guy so that we can add the filling. Don't stretch too much. And then I'm gonna add my ricotta filling, which was just ricotta, shredded Parmesan and mozzarella, an egg yolk, salt, pepper, and some basil. We did it. Last step. Let's put this right on top. Then I go over it with a rolling pin and hopefully that should seal everything up. Oh, wow. Okay, doing this helps the metal cut through. Okay, and when I flip this over, we should hopefully have the most beautiful raviolis I've ever seen. Oh my goodness. And there we have our beet flour ravioli. Pinterest may be aesthetic and beautiful, and cottagecore may put a lot of time and effort, but you know what you need? It's lots of patience, which I don't know if I have in this day and age, but hey, I'm pretty proud of my work. And it looks pretty amazing. So I think I'm gonna call it quits with cottagecore for now, but these beets ravioli, just from the